Hey everybody, welcome to Primary Vision Network. This is Matt Johnson. I'm jumping in the hot seat today for Mark Rossano, who is away at meetings, trying to get business done here on a Friday afternoon. Both of us, once in a while I jump in here and do a little audio check-in on the Frac Spread count, which we'll pull up right now. Let's see what the number is. The number is 257. That would be a +3 week over week. Not much change yet, it appears, as we rolled into 2022. I know that Mark was kind of calling for a little bit higher number here as we move in the middle of the month, but I think we'll probably see these changes a little bit over the next couple weeks as we get closer to 275, that kind of target number we're looking for to get back to in January here. Speaking of Mark, Mark's insights were put out this week and they were pretty amazing. I can tell you he goes over a lot of things that are probably important to what's going on in the economy right now, what's going on in Yemen and the UAE, the conflicts out there. The economic slowdown in China is absolutely prevalent, and obviously with what's going on in the U.S. as well, this might be fueling all of the things that are happening in the overall economy as we look towards what's going on in U.S. equities, especially today. They took another downward spiral. We also see the crypto markets also double-digit losses. So lots of people taking their money to the sidelines, and Mark goes over a lot of the things why, what's happening there. So definitely check that out. Just have a few other things to go over today. We'll go back to Mark a little bit here, but let's start back with the Schlumberger. They had fantastic earnings, very impressive quarter. The digitization, as they say, of Schlumberger in the United States as they focused on their global operations. Schlumberger still has a very big interest, obviously, in the U.S. with their merger with Liberty and the use of their intellectual property. A lot of their digitization, intellectual property in the Permian is really starting to pay off. So, Schlumberger with a fantastic move there to focus on their offshore operations, and also focusing on their international operations while letting Liberty kind of take the bell and grow forward with the utilization of their IP and so on and so forth. Going back to Mark here, some of the other things that he said, obviously here, his insights came out today. He did call for us to have a little bit more of a bigger growth this week. I think where Mark is definitely right, and we've kind of reinforced this, is the Haynesville. And this is definitely something that we're looking for to see further growth, especially as gas operations look to be as plentiful and bountiful and profitable as they've been. So this is definitely something to look forward as we definitely see some rigs being added in the Haynesville. A couple of other things that Mark and I have been talking about and we've kind of been pushing here is, the fact that we have a lot of equipment here that, it's on the sidelines. It's been kind of sitting there waiting, ready to get activated, whether it's going to get long-term contracts or not. I think there's two things at play here. And one, Mark definitely reinforces on a weekly basis. One, we just don't have enough equipment left, right? We're looking at the upwards of about 325 spreads in the United States, including some of the electric orders that, should be rolling through 2022 into 2023. By the way, we did put out a fantastic electric spread report. Get in while it's hot there. That also is an update for frac supply for horsepower and spreads. Just email us at info@pvmic to get a free sample of that. No problem. But yeah, going back to that frac supply issue, it's something that Mark's definitely been talking about. And then, the further moves in technology, which is kind of this third piece here, this shale patch reminders. It's, look, we just only have so much equipment out there, and that utilization is going to get higher and higher as we hit the ceiling. There just isn't that much equipment out there sitting on the sidelines. And you're going to see this rotation, which is what Mark was talking about last week when he mentioned that in Appalachia, you got 5 spreads sitting on the sidelines. Are they going to get relocated to the Eagle Ford or Permian, or are we going to see 10, 15 spreads in the Permian get relocated to gassier basins? We're hearing rumors that the Powder River Basin is heating up. This time of year, we feel like we always hear that news. But, something to remember here, there's going to be further moves in technology as well, right? We're seeing automation and closed looping. We're seeing that slow rollout of electric equipment. This week week alone, Evolution Well Services locked in another long-term contract utilizing simul-fracking, which is definitely something operators looking to take advantage of here. Those larger horsepower spreads that are going to produce big well pads with ultimately big production numbers. So, once again, the operators, the pumpers who are, seeing their day in the sun now are proving their durability, their sustainability, and their longevity. And these are things that we have been pushing for as the, the globe has its, need for energy. We do want to see that push towards renewables. We do see improvements in the oil patch, but we're going to continue to need to see oil. And a fantastic piece this week on Bloomberg with Alex Steele and Dominion Energy. I think it was actually a replay from something a few weeks ago. Her interview was awesome and really talks with the CEO of Dominion Energy about their transition to renewables and how that over the next 15 years, it's still going to require a massive amount of natural gas. And that's going to be an imperative part of the growth of us moving towards renewables. So, lots of things to keep positive for here. It's great to see SLB grow. It's great to see a couple more frac spreads go up. It's great to see more rigs being added in a very tepid environment where, the economic outlook is just really, really sad right now. Your screen is covered with red, probably just like mine is. But hopefully these things are temporary, although, we've got some things we have to deal with, right? We have to look at inflation, which is going to continue. We still see the problems with supply chain. Even though Omicron may be in our rearview mirror, we may have new variants to worry about in the near future. And just simple things like, wages. And Mark talked about this last week. If we go back and look at wages in the lower third tier, sure, they're up, but they are not meeting inflation. And these are going to be problems as people look to pay their bills and they start to grow their families and they start to get back to a little bit of normal life, right? We're all tired. We're all tired of COVID. We get it, but we still have to follow the rules. We still have to get ourselves out of this. We still want everybody to, we want to keep those deaths down. We want to keep the spread of the virus down. So, we encourage everybody to get vaccinated if you can, and obviously wear a mask and use sanitizer and all those things. And hopefully we can keep these variants away. And hopefully we don't have another one that was as dangerously spread as Omicron for sure. And these are things we have to worry about in the oil patch as well. So there's good, there's bad, there's ugly this week. But for sure, we definitely saw our +3. Next week's outlook, I think we're going to get a little closer to what Mark was saying, which is that, closer to 275 as we creep back up here to a little bit of normalcy. And then adding those last 50 spreads is really going to be a challenge out there as, pressure pumpers are going to look to improve margins. They're going to look to get better pricing, and operators are going to look to, manage their costs while managing their decline curves and growing the world's need for gas and oil. So that's all I have to say today. Thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great weekend. Friday, January 21st, Matt Johnson here from Primary Vision. Again, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next week on a regular show with Mark. See ya. Bye.